Hey everybody, it's Tammy from Wisconsin on a hot Monday night here in Wisconsin. Tonight I want to talk about, does the game really matter? So picture this. It's a long time ago and our oldest son is at his first Little League baseball game. So we get there and we're sitting in the bleachers and he is so excited to play. He looks so cute in his little baseball uniform. I think he slept in it the night before, to tell you the truth. He was so excited to play. So we sit down in the bleachers, and first thing we notice is there's only like 10 parents there. And we're thinking, there's like 15 kids on the team. Where are the rest of the parents? So I thought, okay, well, we're going to, whatever, maybe they'll still show up. So the game starts and the kids start playing. And they're making plays and they're sliding in and some balls go. It was kind of cute because I remember the field that they were on, we were in a park, and behind them was a big open area, and the deer would come through and stuff like that. And these kids would be in the outfield, and they'd be turning around looking for the deer. And there was one time, two of them were sitting up there, and they were watching the birds, and the ball was coming out. But they were 8 years old. So it has a lot of good memories. But these kids are making plays, and then we notice that they're looking at the bleachers, and like I said, only a few parents are there. And then the parents that were there, about half of them, I don't want to sound prejudiced or whatever, but there's a handful of women there that just sat there and talked the whole game about anything other than baseball. They weren't watching the game. I gave them credit for at least being there, but it was annoying. The kids are looking for them to watch and play in the game, and they were more paying attention to the conversations they were having with the people next to them. So I'm like, okay, Then the parents that were left, about halfway through the game, then we started hearing comments just like, so why is my kid sitting on the bench? Why is my kid not playing that position? My kid should be the pitcher. My kid should be playing first base. My kid should be doing this, blah, 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 blah. And we're thinking, they're 8 years old. How do you know what position they play when they're 8 years old? They need to play everything. Find out what position they like, what they're good at. Then it got to the point where they started ripping on other kids. And that was it. When they started doing that, Lan and I just looked at each other like, I can't handle this. These are 8-year-old kids. If you're going to sit here and rip on some of these 8-year-old kids, there's something seriously wrong with you. So we got up and walked away, and that was the last time we sat in the bleachers with parents. Even when our kids got into high school and football, there's parents always thought they knew better. And that was when, is their kid more important? Is the game important? Is the team important? I always wondered about this when people, thought, well, my kid should be doing, is it for the team or is it for your kid? If you're thinking about your kid, maybe they should go play golf or tennis, or run track. Our youngest son loved football, but, football thing was his sport of choice. It meant he was passionate about. Now, you have a track team, and they score points, but, he had to be concerned about his performance, and if he did well, then he would medal, and it was that simple. So different than a team sport like football or baseball. Even when our son was in college, we went and we were visiting colleges that were recruiting him, and they did invite you down to their campus. And one time we went down to Valparaiso down in Illinois, and it's a big school. It's Division I, but their football field was about the size of our high school field, and our high school field isn't that big. So their football team was, their coach had, rings. They were Division 1A or something. Well, whatever. There was parents during their football game yelling at the coaches from the bleachers, and I'm thinking, are you guys still in high school? Seriously? If you're gonna bitch, take it off to the side. But I can't tell you how many parents, especially when it got to high school and scholarships were on the line, that we'd see bitching out the parents, because the coach, because they didn't think their kid was playing or playing the right position, and blah 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 blah. So it became more, is it the game that matters, or is your kid that matters? Of course our kid matters, but he's a part of a team, and that's what's important when you're on that field. Now you get to the pro level, and of course we don't have a kid playing pro, but people are enthralled, especially in Wisconsin. I don't know how it is, in your state, how passionate you are, but the people in Wisconsin are pretty passionate about the Packers. I am. I have to admit that. I mean, they're my team, you know. But when they lose, they lost yesterday. Does it hurt for about 5 minutes? Yeah, and then it's another game. Playoffs, when they lose, hurts a little bit more because it's the end of the season, and I love watching football. So it's not so much about losing; it's that I don't get to watch the Packers anymore for another 6 months. When they lost in the Super Bowl, that was a tough one. I mean, I was upset for that night and into the next day. It was like you wanted your team to win. But I was at work today, and that's when I noticed some of these guys walking around were depressed because the Packers lost yesterday. And I started thinking, it's not so much that the team matters or the game really matters. If you talk to these guys, their life is pretty much the same every day. They get up, they go to work, and they're hardworking guys. Go home, they eat some supper, they go to bed, and they do the same thing the next day, over and over again, and they have their weekends. But Packers are the thing that they have to look for. It's when they feel like a winner, when they feel like they're part of a team. Everybody in Wisconsin, because people in Wisconsin own the Packers, we feel like it's our team. So when they win, the guys in the shop win, and they feel good about themselves. So I'm not, that's a tough one to really realize when you realize that that's all these guys have. And it got to me thinking about what it means to be a part of a team. So I put a link down below to our team information. And if you want to check out our team, we have a great team. I've talked about it before. Great system. It's helped us like you wouldn't believe. So I put that in there, and I put a link to our blog and a link for more information on your business if you want more than just, I know how fun sports are. Believe me, I am passionate about the Packers. But I want more than that. I want to be able to travel. Man and I are talking next year. We're going to look at the Packers schedule, pick out which games we want to go to wherever they are. If that's how passionate about your team and you want to go watch them wherever they play, then you need to click below and check out our business. And we'll talk to you tomorrow, and you have a great night.